everybody, welcome to today's video. Today's going to be a vlog, as you can obviously see. In today's vlog, we're going to be tackling Halloween Day and upcoming new project that I'm starting, that I've already started. So this vlog spans from October 31st all the way to November 2nd, I believe. In about 1 second, you're going to see some footage from Halloween Day. But basically, I spent my Halloween with my best friend at our local mall. We watched Halloween Ends, which was a pretty good movie, and we watched The Terrifier 2 later on that night, which was a pretty good movie as well. I may or may not talk about those in more detail in a separate date in a separate video, but that's what we did on Halloween Day, and for the upcoming project, you'll see later in the video. I'm kind of interested in these specifically. I'm in Barnes& and Nobles right now. I decided to do a little out shopping, and I'm really interested in this book. Well, kinda. The little synopsis is not really giving me much, I feel. So yeah, like I stated, I went to Barnes& Nobles. I was actually there for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes until my friend got there. And then we had around, I think like 20 minutes to kill before the movie started. But yeah, I spent my time in Barnes& Nobles looking at some of their stuff that they had, their decor stuff and books. I'm not seeing much here that I'm actually interested in, so I guess I'm gonna go to a different store now. Oh, that's cute. I need to rewatch the Harry Potter movies. I've seen most of the main ones when I was younger, but I haven't seen any of the latest. Okay. Onto another store. I might check out the Apple store because I want to kind of look at the. I see the new iPhone already up close, but I kind of want to check out the new Apple Watch if I can, get my little eyes upon it. I always need both my hands and mind for coordination. Yeah, that is gonna be my goal. I've been having this really not stuffy nose, but like allergy-filled nose. I guess stuffy is the word. The past month now, it's been very irritating. There are a couple books that I'm interested in. I'm gonna check on Amazon further. I would love to support Barnes& Noble, but just like I'm not sure. I have to do a little research on this. The Irish, fairy and folklore tales. I don't know why I just wanted to read. Norse mythology and tales from Norse myths and tale, and then the Native American myths and tale. And then also kind of the Greek one, but I know a lot about those. I'm really interested in the Native American and the Norse in specific, and then also Irish. So I just left the Apple store and nothing much happened in there. Paper stores. This store looks kind of new to me. Okay, we're in here. Hold on. So that store was very cute. There was a couple like patterns that I liked that I kind of wish were fabric because I feel like I would get better use out of it. But of course, it was paper. It was called paper, whatever. But like, if you're looking to craft and like cool patterns, I have a couple cute things. At least at this location. But yeah, I have a couple cute things out. Halloween section was literally just 3 prints. Well, 3 patterns. So yeah, on that one. But I am heading. Ooh, that's a car coming. I need to move a little bit faster. I am heading really to no rhyme or reason. I think I'm gonna go to Urban Outfitters, which is all the way down there. I'm waiting for a friend. Because today is Halloween 31st. Yeah, we're gonna go watch the actual Halloween Ends movie, and then maybe the Terrifier later on tonight. When this movie's over, because we couldn't book them back to back, so we're gonna have 2 hours to kill, roughly. So after this movie's over, we might get food, I'm thinking. Voice over me. Urban Outfitters was kind of a fail as per usual. My local Urban Outfitters never has anything that I'm interested in, / never has anything that's like in my alley. So this is the upcoming project. Basically, long story short, my frog did pass away, and the cleanup crew handled his body or her body. And I was like, well, I spent all this time and money setting up these terrariums. What am I going to do with them? And I decided to turn them into little plant gardens, little mini ecosystems. So the springtails are going crazy in my 10-gallon one and in my 5-gallon one. And I've recently just started preparing the 5-gallon for plants. But in this 10-gallon, which is the one you're seeing now, We have some grasses. I forgot the name of them. I'll pop it on the screen if I can remember when I get to that part of editing. Um, and then I have some, I think it's lemon dot fern in there, and then there's also some bamboo in there that I added later. Um, but this is my new betta. You know, many things have changed. I did get a new betta. Um, if you don't know, I don't know if I mentioned this in an older video, but my last betta that was in this tank, this is the 15-gallon tall. He finally did pass away. Um, and I waited about I think it was 2 months, to a month and a half. I waited and then I finally got a new one. I just seen this guy, he stuck out to me. I wasn't really looking for a betta fish, but he just stuck out to me. I decided, oh, you're kind of beautiful. Um, and I got him. So he's living in the 15-gallon. He's, for the longest time, he's been really cool with everybody. Now he's being kind of, picky-ish with the snails. But everybody else he leaves alone. And this is my 6 gallon. This is another betta that I've had for a while. He lives in here with one small apple snail that refuses to grow, which is cool. I'm not complaining. But yeah, this is their setup. Uh, and they live with a lot of algae that I need to clean off the glass. But also just a ton of plants. There's like a ton of plants. There's a ton of java fern, a ton of anubias, a ton of little, um, I forget what that was, java moss, all that. It's just a ton of all that stuff. Also with that little vine-looking, little weed-looking plant in there too. I forgot what that's called, but there's a ton of that in there. Um, but yeah, back to the terrarium setups. So I'm thinking for the smaller one, I'm gonna turn it to like a little bamboo forest, but I'll do more details on that when I actually do a video of probably setting that up or like what I changed or what I did. Because I'm not gonna go into too detail right now. I'm just gonna make that an independent video. But yeah, but it was really sad my frog passed away. I don't really know what made her pass away. She was doing excellent, um, until she wasn't. I have no clue. She was had automatic immune system. Humidity was constantly at a, I think it was between 85 to 90. Temperatures stayed within the mid to low 70s, and then at night it would drop to the low 70s to high 60s, like 68, 69, which is fine for reed frogs. So I generally do not know what happened um, with her health that made her pass, but she did, and I left that. I detached it from the missing system and let it be alone for a while. But in other news of animal issues, my 29-gallon, which you're about to see now, is having a ton of issues itself. Currently, it's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty stable, but I had a couple die-offs. I think it was three of my Daniels died, one leopard, and two zebras. Um, and I think it was from the algae remover that I used. And that's what I'm narrowing it down to. So I've had this one bottle of Aqueon algae remover. I've had it for months, almost a year at this point. I've used it multiple times on both tank setups. Basically, when I get a whole bunch of algae, I'll scrape all the algae away that I care about, that I care for scraping. Like I don't really mess with the back or the sides that much. I just really do the front panel, and then I'll pour the proper dosage of algae remover in there just to help prevent the algae from coming back for a little minute, and it generally does. Um, and then that'll be all. That's all I'll do. This time around, it seemed to kill my Danios, and also I think my killifish. My killifish looked perfectly normal and fine. One day it just vanished. I haven't seen it since. My Daniels, they were showing signs of stress. They had clamped fins. They looked like they were kind of graying out. And then one by one they would die. First it was one body, then the second body didn't find. I don't think it just gone, and then the third one, I got the body as well, and I scooped that out. Over the span of like 3 days. So I did a water change, actually two. I did about 75 to 85% water change. I do huge water changes, and that's for another story. But I just constantly always do huge water changes when I do water changes. And the ones that I have now, clamp fins went away. They're active again. They're not kind of very laid back and looking lethargic looking anymore. Um, they're eating. Everything's great. I have two zebras left, and I have one leopard. Danielle. All my other fish weren't affected. They were cool. They were fine. Everybody's great. The grime is great. The snail's great. Um, Tetra's great, uh, and the Koreas are great. Everybody's fine. It was just specifically those set of fish. So don't know what was up with that. And then issue two with my 29 gallon is I finally this is before this is like I think a week or two before that issue happened. Um, my water turned like cloudy. It was cloudy out of nowhere, which was really alarming to me because my tank has been set up for about a year. So it's getting to that point where it's pretty seasoned, pretty stable. Test the water. No ammonia, no nitrates, no nitrites, none of that stuff. pH is good. I'm like, so what the heck's going on? So I don't think it's an algae bloom because the tank has been set up for about a year now, if not a year already. Um, it shouldn't be doing anything like that. And the filter I've had set up for about 2 years now because before the 29 was there, it was a 20 long. There was that 20 long, and I upgraded that to the 29. I moved over the filter, moved over the media, moved over the sand, moved over the decorations, decor, everything, the lava rock, all of it. So there's biological media in there, and there's biological stuff that's been there for 2 years. So it's a very seasoned tank. But yep, the water just went white. I did a whole bunch of water changes, and it finally is clear now. Um, and I did about a water change once a week at that point in period in time. And I normally don't do water changes that often, just because my tank is pretty seasons pretty well. I do test it frequently, especially when there's issues. Again, water quality, water levels were perfectly fine. So just something that happened. It's all good now though.